Hello. I'm so sorry. Network has been network has not been my friend ever. Just wait for Paridhi. I guess we have discussed a lot of things. Um, I am so sorry that we're going to be a
Hi,
part of the conversation.
can you hear me now?
Hello.
Hello.
I can hear you. I'm so sorry. Network is
I'm
like
so
such an
sorry
issue
too.
with
I don't know
IT
what
that.
with this network. So yeah, I'm really
Yeah,
sorry.
it's
So
okay.
where were
We
we?
had such a nice conversation, and the
Yeah,
sad part is that
I
once you lose the life, it just disheartening.
I know.
Uh,
It-
yeah.
So
So,
I was
what
talking
were we
about,
discussing?
I think about saving up money, right?
Yeah, we were talking about money. You said that regardless of how much ever you earn, you save up $100. Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you. Can you repeat the question again? Regardless how much you get paid, you said
Yeah,
I save up hundred
you save
dollars.
up hundred. Yeah, you save up $100. You have made that a point. So my next question was whether these savings are only savings of like direct. I put these $100 in a bank and then they stay there, or are you in like the stock trend, or are you investing in some place,
No,
or is it
I
not?
usually I usually save up my money. To be honest, what if I have to give the exam again? Because over here,
Uh,
the ASC examination, if I fail once, it's a lot of
mhm.
money. So if I
Yeah, it's
can be used of can be used for anything. For example, what if my temporary residence visa gets over? I need to extend
yeah.
visa, so I might use for that as well. So I'm completely saving that money for for my emergency use. If I need I need that money for myself. I don't need to go back to my parents and ask, can you please pay for me, so
Yeah.
but you can save up money for different reasons. There are some students, they even save up
Mhm.
money for their tuition fee. So I don't recommend that, to be honest. I don't recommend students working overtime to
Yeah.
get the money, because over here it's very strict, especially Deakin University. And the high universities like RMIT, University of Melbourne, Deakin, Latrobe, they're very strict with studies, and the professors are also very strict with what you are writing. You can't write anything and just pass. So I highly recommend, just earn when you're a student, just earn for things you need. But after that, when you are on the work field, then do whatever you want. But try to get experience, try to get into healthcare systems. Yeah, I can't directly go to the healthcare system. So I chose an option of going to an aged care. So that is like an indirect thing. So try to get whatever the field you are in. You don't need to I'm talking in the aspect of a healthcare system. But if you're an
Mm.
engineering student, whatever, you can try to do internship with them. Some people do internship, or some people do volunteering work. So many I want, initially when I finished my masters, I wanted to get into the field, where I did my masters, but it's very difficult to get a job. So few people even told me to do volunteering work. So
Yeah.
even doing internship. So that is also one thing. You can even try doing that. So it's good.
That's a good
Yeah.
option as well. Recently, like this is a very random question. Recently, what have you been grateful? Like, who has made you feel grateful that they are in your life, especially at your workplace or study-wise, at your AMC classes, or helping you, motivating you towards AMC or anything that
Uh,
you want to.
I think, basically when I'm at my workplace, my manager, I know it's very
Mm.
random, but I, I really admire. I don't know if he's listening to me now. I don't think he's in my Instagram list, but he inspires me a lot. Like literally, this guy, he works so much and he's so dedicated with his work. I remember we shifted that place from I think, I don't know if, for example, from Beijing to Tianjin, let's say, and this guy, what
Mm.
he did, used to go from Beijing to Tianjin set that place up, then sleep over there in that workplace, come back in the morning again to work in the old place. And then he's so dedicated with his work. He won't feel tired. He won't scream at us. He will be very calm. He'll be very nice. He'll be very professional. I like the way he talks. He's very, and he the way he is in the workplace, he really motivates me. So I first of all, that guy. And the second one is my teacher. One of the teacher I had, like in my when I was in my university. He's very nice. He actually even gives me reference when I'm applying for a job or something. You like over here in Australia, when you are actually applying for a job, they'll tell you to give two reference lists. Sorry, the reference name. It can be either a friend, or it can be one of them should be a personal one, and one of them is your professional one. So I usually give my teacher's name as my professional one. So the way he used to be in the class, and he's an Indian too. So he used to be like, he used to be very chill at class, and the way he taught in the class is also very nice. He's not boring. He used to play games with us and make us teach. So that was very nice. So I literally learned a lot from his class, and then he ended up giving me reference, because when I was doing his classes, I did really good in his class because of the way he taught. So I think these two people in the workplace, I admire them. And apart from that, I think that my classmate, I like Amna. She's so nice. When we used to do like assignments and all, now I used to go to her place. She used to help me out a lot. So I think, like, I mean, without her, I don't know, like, if I could do my assignments and stuff, she helped me a lot. So yeah.
These are like examples of people that are really helpful, and I think that is how you also put yourself forward. Like
Yeah.
whatever, however I have known you, you
Yeah.
you try to be the helpful person around. That's like really sweet to hear.
Thank
Uh,
you.
no, it's like
And
that's like
I should
when
thank
you
you
have an
as
image
well.
of a person.
I should thank you as well, because you're doing really great job, because it's very good to know about different things. People might not
Yeah.
know about a lot of things, and you took the initiative. I actually want to ask you a question. Where did you get this idea of interviewing people? I always wanted to ask this question to you.
Oh,
So
so basically, I work at like a very quaternary care center, and to be honest, it's like I think it's like a medical thing where you don't feel like you belong, but I genuinely think that I'm dumb and I don't know shit
I mean,
at workplace. Because no, I know it's not a thing. Like I can handle emergencies and stuff, but it's just this constant feeling of I wish I knew more. And then I see this woman that I work with, like she's a senior consultant. She's a surgeon. Her name's like Dr. Tanushree Jain. She does like very severe onco surgeries with us. So whenever I look at her, it's just the way she carries herself and the confidence that she has over, like the hold that she has over her craft is inspiring. And I thought, oh wow, like if I could get to meet women that are really, because we do meet women in life, but we don't meet women professionally. We meet them personally. Like you're my friend, and I have always talked to you as a say senior or as a friend, but not as a professional
obviously.
person. And I think that helps a lot when you see women be very great at work and inspire you. It kind of makes you feel like, yes, maybe I should be doing something. This is why I started. Because
And
it's so nice to hear what you are doing.
it's really nice, and I'm
Yeah.
really proud of you that you're doing this. It's really a great work.
Thank you.
So yeah.
Thank you so much. So let's go ahead. I'm flattered. But let's go ahead. So I was going to ask you if has your gender? Do you think your gender has affected how you studied? You're two sisters in your home, right? Have you ever noticed that
Yeah.
gender has affected your studies or you professionally, or have you noticed these things happen around you in the society that you come from?
See, like, honestly telling, like, obviously, like, when you go to the work field, like, as a doctor, I feel like people respect you a lot, no matter if you're a male or a female. But honestly, in my case, thankfully I've never faced in a situation where like people were biased with me because I'm a girl. But obviously, like, society is like that. Like, they prefer male, in most of the cases. But if you talk about the course which I did, like in the Masters in Human and Health Service Management, there
Yeah.
no one cares about what gender you are from.
Gender.
I
Yeah.
mean, especially in Australia, like they have rights. Everyone has a right. Even I am a foreign resident over here, although it's not too much like a PR or a citizen. At least I have some right as a girl. So, like I personally, I haven't had even my sister. Like I'm sure, like she just went to med school. So I always advise her just be yourself and be confident with what you're doing. And if you feel like, see, I always feel like don't be like so confident and brave that you get yourself like, mugged or something. But you just be confident and do whatever you want. But be little polite, and people are going to be okay with it. You know what I mean? So that's all I think I have experienced in general.
Because for me, this would be like a interesting question because you have lived in India for a time, you have lived in Dubai, Abu Dhabi for a time, and now that you have lived in Melbourne, these are like three very different places, and you have also lived in Beijing, so
Yeah.
it's
So
like such a
like see in India I was staying when I was a kid, so I don't know much about it.
much about it. Yeah.
With see when I was doing high school, I was in back and all, so I didn't know much thing. But like actually professionally when I started working, I'm actually in Melbourne. So but when I'm in Melbourne, when I'm going for a job, I never faced anything like, you're a girl, you can't do this, you're a boy, you can't do this, because the job where I go for aged care, I see even guys working with me. Although people expect you to be a like girl when you aged care work, but I see even guys working there. So it's okay. And the retail
It's
shop.
not a gender specific thing.
So the retail shop I work in, even there I see majority of them are girls and boys. Like not majority, like both are same. So I don't feel, and especially like when you're like the Australians here, they respect you the way you are. They don't make a big fuss about it. That's what I feel. It's just the
Yeah, because nowadays gender is not um, binary. So it's
yes,
like when we sit here and talk about this topic, it's like for me, the question is mostly about, oh, has being women affected you? But it's like so many people get discriminated against. But yeah, I
yes,
understand. Like in a society like Melbourne, where you started your professional career, gender has not been a fuss.
yes.
Where
Person,
else, I'm pretty sure that other people elsewhere would have different
yes.
experiences.
But see, like maybe within after 1 year, maybe if you're talking to me, I might be working in a hospital. At that time, I
Yeah,
might have a different answer. I do
have a
not,
different experience.
you
Yeah,
know. So till now, wherever I've worked and experienced, I haven't had any discrimination. To be honest, never. People say Australians are very racist. To be honest, I never faced
yeah.
any
That
racism.
that was my next
I never,
question. That what about
I never.
your okay?
Yeah, what about?
That's really. What about the race thing? That was my next question. Okay, gender, I understand. What about you not being a Caucasian person?
No,
What about you
I
being a person of color?
honestly, actually, to be honest, they always appreciated me. So to be honest,
Mm.
I never experienced. Although there are some other like my fellow mates and stuff, they say like they have been discriminated, they have been doing this. But as of now, like wherever I go, I'm
Personally,
being discriminated. But obviously, like I right now I'm working as a casual. I'm not even a part,
yeah.
not a doctor yet, working doctor yet. So
Mm.
after that, it might change, and you can ask me that question maybe a year later. So yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Then the next question is that the next question basically is about what differences did you see in China and in the place that you are right now, and what you had learned from CCMU that you carried on and that you see as an advantage over other people that have come from their countries, like somebody from India who studied in India, stayed at his home, and came to your university to study?
Okay, so the thing is that once you go to CCMU and come out from that place, you are like, you have that survival mode button in your brain. Do you know? Have you seen that series called Squid Game? Have you
Yeah,
seen,
no,
like
no.
it's Squid
I
Game
would.
series? So there, you have to play games to in order like to win the game. So it's all about survival
Mhm.
mode. Okay, so I think that once you come out of China, you are like you know how to survive in any condition. You just leave me in the street, I'll be like, okay, I can do it now. You know
All these conversations make Beijing sound so bad, but actually it was such a nice experience. Now that I can't go back, I miss it a lot.
good. Beijing was good. That has special place in me, obviously. But like we all came to Beijing when we were so young and we were so naive. We didn't know
Yeah,
anything. I came
anything.
here. I knew all the stuff. Like for example,
Mhm.
do our personal course, or like how to maintain our personal life and all that. We know a lot of stuff. Like, so that's one good advantage of being staying abroad alone before coming to
Okay.
Australia. But other thing which I really like about Australia, which I did not find in Beijing, is that everyone knows how to speak in English. So you don't have that language
Yeah.
barrier. So that's the only good thing
Mm.
about staying in
Language
Melbourne.
barriers.
So there is no language barrier.
Yeah.
So obviously, like the real Australian accent is a bit difficult to understand. They will just say, "How are you?" and you won't even.
Also, yeah. Also,
So
like native people might speak, might speak a different language, and if you like, so we talked about working in bush countries and stuff, then language would be a problem, I think, but not
obviously,
in like central Melbourne.
yes. So in Melbourne, like I feel like China is like in a way that I felt when I was back in Beijing. I don't know, maybe because I was so attached with the people. I felt like the people in
Mm.
Melbourne are a bit, like, how to say, they're a bit into themselves. They're more like so into themselves. Like I feel like, and it's a good thing. It's how they are. Like they're so workaholic. Like they will just
Mhm.
do the work, do their stuff, go home, and then they're like tata bye bye. That's it. But when I was in Beijing, it's not like that. Like I had friends with me. It's not just going to the hospital and coming back and I'm like, okay, bye. I'm not gonna see you until day after tomorrow. At least we had some
Mhm.
communication. So, and
Yeah,
that was,
connection.
but over here it's more like very professional. You have to be professional, means you have to be professional only, like that. So they are very straightforward
Mm.
like that. So it's a bit like you kind of miss your family that way. So yeah. So, and with the studies thing, as I told you, like,
Summarize everything because we have lost like a major chunk of our conversation. So I'll just try to summarize things,
yes,
and if I'm saying something that doesn't fit what you have in your mind, just correct me, okay? So
obviously.
you, yeah, you graduated from CCMU, and your initial plan was to go to the UK and do your PLAB. But then eventually you started hearing about these things where you might get your license, but then you would not get easily into a post graduation program, and there are some issues with jobs. And eventually you had a sister in Australia who told you about the programs there, and you found Deakin and you really liked the program, and you thought that it would be good to just start and help out your parents, who are both doctors, and you have a younger sister who's also studying in
Yeah,
med school. So you thought that it would be great if you could all run a clinic together, and you could also be an administrator. So you chose MHHS, and initially for 2 years you had like basic courses, but then you have to choose a specialized unit,
yes,
which could be public health, disability, health economics, or maybe, like you said, business administration. Out of these things, you chose business administration, which is not at all related to medicine. So you found it a little difficult. First year, you tried to do your licensing exam, AMC, and you realized that the course and studies in Dickens are more serious than what you experience studying in CCMU. So you dropped that idea
Yes,
and you concentrated full head on on your degree, and most of your professors were really helpful. They helped you out in, like, when you talked about the citation and stuff, it made me realize that these professors were actually helping you, you know, learn how to learn in a way.
yes, of course, of course.
Yeah, because
Because when I
definitely we need.
sorry, the thing is, like, when we were doing assignments and all that, na, so the thing is, like,
Mhm.
we have to do a lot of reading. You can't just
Yeah,
take a thing from the net and
take,
do it.
yeah.
So obviously, like, when you're doing like a lot of research, if the same thing goes into the brain again, 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 then you
Mm.
know, like, this is what it is. In that way, it's like it's very, very good. Like, that's what assignments is like.
It was a lot more reading.
It helped me to read a lot.
Yeah,
That's very
exactly.
nice
It
because
sounds
I
like a
never had
lot more
it like,
reading than we did. Uh,
yeah.
I think in CCMU we had this horrible habit of just going through videos and learning through videos, and
Yes,
like just referring to books when we felt like we needed a quick revision or like we couldn't
yes.
get something. Then I think, what did we talk about? We talked about your job after that, that you're working in a company. What is it called again? Sorry, I didn't catch it.
PUPA, Bupa.
Oh, Pupa. Yeah. So PUPA, Pupa, and it has like multiple companies, and you worked for health insurance with them, and then you also
Not
worked for
not health. I work for the aged care.
oh, age care. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, it's
They have
called Bupa.
health insurance, they have age care, they have multiple things, and you work for age care. And age care
Yeah.
is like personal caretakers for people that are suffering from mental disabilities or disabilities like Alzheimer's, Parkinsonism, or just general geriatric issues, right? And you
Yes.
go to their places and assess their needs.
Yes.
Oh, not
Like,
just geriatric patients.
yeah.
You assess their needs, you evaluate if they need any help, you ask if they
Yes.
need any help, and you try
Yes.
to provide it to them.
Yes. Of course. Yeah.
um yeah. And then we talked about the pharmacy part, where you told me that you used to go there part time, right? And it
Yeah.
was
I was
more.
time, but the thing is, like, as I told, I used to get a night shift there, and I
Yeah,
started
night shift
studying
there.
for agency. So like, I like couldn't manage both because it was
Mm.
all night shift, and I used to come back home, and I'm like
Mm.
home and can't do anything. So right
Yeah.
now, to be honest, I'm just working in, like, for the rent and the, like, bills.
Mm.
That's it.
It
Like,
totally makes sense. Like now
yeah,
you're definitely concentrating on AMC more.
yeah. Just
And you also.
time, I'm whatever the money I'm making is just going for the rent and the bill. That's it. That's it. That baki stuff and the rest all, I'm just at home. Like, I
Just
didn't,
concentrating on it.
that day
I think
you
that's like a good
contacted me.
attitude.
The last time you contacted me,
Mm.
remember I told you I'm going to change my
Yeah.
house and stuff. So,
Yes.
the place where I'm staying is a very good place. I didn't go out. I just went out once. I'm always at home. So, like, either I'm studying or doing some, like, making notes and stuff. So the time I go out is just to work and come back. That's it. So yeah.
I like this is also a very nice attitude. I actually like it. Just does that for a while because I really need to concentrate on studying as well. Uh, so after that, you also talked about the fact that you also worked as a casual worker, which Sohan Bhaiya mentioned, and you suggested that if we were to ever come to Australia, we should choose, if we can, to be a casual worker because it pays better than a permanent or a part-time worker.
Yes, and also as a student, to be honest, if you
Yeah.
are a casual
Mhm.
worker, you can choose whatever. Like, for example, Monday you have, like, class. You can
Mm.
tell the manager, I'm so sorry, I can't work on Monday. I have to come Tuesday, maybe. You can choose
Mm.
like that. So for a student,
Yeah.
like right now, I consider myself as a student only, although I applied for my visa. So for me, I think, like, casual is okay. It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And you also suggested similarly that if I were to come to Australia, I should definitely concentrate on studying because universities there are more focused on studies. So it's not like you can study and then do AMC and then also work. It's
Like
not easy to play
like
that
you
ball game
can
basically.
work, you
Mm.
can work. It's
But
not that you can't work. You can work, but don't focus in work in such a way that you're like working,
yeah.
and you're like, okay, I don't want to study only. Like, because there are
Mm.
people, over here, they actually pay some other people to do their assignment. Then why you came there, to do the
Mm.
masters? Like, what it,
Yeah.
so you work. I'm not telling you to work. You work, but try to manage that way that like you can even study and also work both. Manage yourself, but don't like mix AMC and masters together. And if you're
Yeah.
like, especially like if you're coming to the bigger universities like Latrobe or Deakin, University of Melbourne, don't mix your AMC with this universities, because it's like,
Okay.
these are like this kind of universities are very strict with their studies, and they want you
Mm.
to focus in that. Right now I'm done with everything. Right now I feel confident, I feel much relaxed to study right now. So I feel like now it's okay. Although I feel like, with this lockdown, I just feel like, oh my God, I haven't been out for a long time. So hopefully next week if it go opens, I might go out. But like, let's see.
Yeah. Yeah. So the next thing that we talked about was also what exactly a program is, MHHS. So you told us that the subjects would include something like health economics, or you were also making spreadsheets and studying accounting and stuff, right? At some
No,
point.
to
Yeah.
we used to write like write like make the table in the book, and then like it
Yeah,
was
do
very good.
calculations.
Yeah, but that teacher was so nice. I still remember that teacher. Like all my teachers are very, so that's very good. So
That's
yeah.
very Yeah, so these subjects were very foreign to you, but you eventually caught on and you did really well. And that is what you are recently super proud of yourself, and also living through a very, very, very long extended lockdown that you guys are having at Melbourne. I think this
Yes.
is like the third person who I'm talking to from Australia who's like, oh, the lockdown has
You
been
have
like
no
something that I
idea.
survived.
This lockdown thing, it's like it really fucked everyone us. Like
Yeah. Oh my
like
God.
and they're so slow. They don't give vaccination only. Like first they are like, okay, we'll give it to 60 and above. Then they are like, okay, something else. And now, like imagine now they made it, okay for everyone. Like now, now like okay, now they are
Yeah.
like, need to give. Okay, now we'll just give because they have no other option. You know.
Oh yeah.
So
Vaccination reminds me, if I forget, that we also talked about this really nice example that you gave about how vaccination, the whole research was gatewayed, and tens of years of research was like combined into 1 year. And the economic part of vaccination and giving vaccination is something that you also studied, and that
yes,
comes under your subject.
for
So
this.
it like that gave me a very good idea of what exactly MHHS is.
Yes.
And then I think, did we talk? Yeah, we did talk about your future plans. You said 10 year. You don't think about 10 year like a thing because
Uh,
COVID made you realize that things can
Not
change.
like, I don't want to overthink, to be honest, because I
Yeah,
don't afraid,
overthink and then.
oh, this will happen, and then
No, I totally understand. Like, imagine having a plan and getting that plan delayed by like a whooping 2 years where you can't move anywhere. I totally
obviously,
understand.
yeah.
But then you also told me that, oh, you would want to basically go more towards like a clinical part of it. So after you're done with your AMC, you would like to work for 5 years as general practitioner before you step into something more specialized. Because you want to
Yeah,
get the experience, you want to get a PR, so you don't have to pay international student rates for your
oh,
uh,
yeah.
post graduation program, and
Or
you're really interested in
if I'm
pediatrics.
happy, to be honest, if I'm even happy to work as a GP, to be honest, I'm more than
Yeah.
happy. You know what I mean? It's not like I have to become a pediatrician, although like I
Mm,
feel
mm.
like a pediatrician, but if I feel like GP is more like I can manage everything, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
happy in that place, I wouldn't even mind working there.
Yeah.
Because in the end of the day, I'm also a doctor as a GP. You know what?
Mm.
So yeah,
Makes sense. So like it's like a stepwise plan. Oh, if
yes,
this is where I'm happy, I will not take the next step. But you have thought about things like, okay, pediatrics is something that I find interesting because I like kids, I like working with them. I would like basically you said that if you went to work with kids on the
mm,
daily, you would they would make you happy, just the
okay,
colors and cute kids. I think we also talked about how COVID has affected your job search in general. In university, it was just you doing 1 year of regular classes, then you had to go online. But job search, you said that it became a little slow, but not for you. You got both your jobs in during
yes,
COVID.
it did become so, but I was lucky enough to be honest. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah, that's
enough
like a
to
luck
get it.
thing.
Yeah,
Oh, you also mentioned that other than these jobs, there were opportunities, and people had suggested that you should do internships or volunteering work as well.
yes,
That's something
definitely.
that because that's something that Sohan Bhaiya is doing, right?
Yes, of course, of
That
course.
that is the
And
state that.
I met him like a lot of times in the university and stuff. We met in the parties as well. So yeah, and he's doing good actually because we used to study in the same
Yeah,
uni. So yeah,
yeah. Definitely. And then you talked about your friends who are working as researchers, and you told us that, oh, if you want to get a PR, or even if like just studying research in general is a more preferred way because then you could easily get a
yes,
PhD that is scholarship, and that's like an easy way to PR.
yes, of
And some of your friends are doing that, some of your friends are with
are working.
the government, yeah, are working with the government and making policies
Yes.
like the policies that
Like,
we are seeing
for
in COVID.
example, I think Ishan Kapoor is here. I think his girlfriend, Mitali, like, if you're hearing hi, her girlfriend, like, his girlfriend is the one who is working with the Victorian Government Health Department. So, if
Okay.
you're hearing hi, so she's one of the example where, she's very lucky to get, she's very hard worker. So, she is one of
Mhm.
the person whom I know. She was my flatmate before. So, she was the one who got into the Victorian government health department.
And I think, are we running in circles now? Did we talk about
Yeah, I think almost
now?
everywhere you covered.
Almost everything is covered.
Yeah,
Even if we miss a few things, I think I had like a very insightful conversation with you, and I learned so many things. I
obviously.
mean,
This like anyone, especially from CCM, I have a soft corner for them. So anyone is most welcome to call. I mean, message me up anywhere in Messenger or Instagram. They're
yeah,
always welcome because I literally feel that I grew up in CCMU, so I have a special soft
yeah.
corner for them. So yeah.
That's. Oh, I am definitely going to hit you up on LinkedIn.
Obviously, anything,
Because
even
I want to
can,
see what exact like this great profile that your university is helping you set up. It's
yeah,
like going to be my inspiration now.
obviously, I know you can ask me for any help if you want to set up your institute. I can, from my
And
side, how much I know, I can help you out. Is that okay?
thank you so much. You're like
Okay.
really kind. Okay. Thank you so much for giving us so much of your
Well,
time. It's like more than I requested.
Ariko,
Chalo,
it's okay,
bye.
no
See you.
worries.
Ah, bye. See you.